Namaste, my friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 5 things I think you should know about the October Ascension energy, which is big, powerful, and awesome. You might feel a little bit busy. You might feel a little jam-packed. Like a lot of things are kind of going on, but what you're going to learn in the video is there's a reason your life feels so jam-packed with probably a mixed bag of things, good and bad and everything in between. It's because you're now at a point where you can manage that amount of stuff in your life with the assistance of divine timing. This month is all about sinking into the flow of synchronicity and perfect timing, which is a struggle for the mind to wrap itself around, and yet it's going to be the theme. And when we can really sink in to divine timing and let go and get out of our own way, my friend, big things can happen. Big opportunities, big manifestations that maybe you've had in the works for quite a while can now start to really spill into your life. You can have a whole lot of fun, a whole lot of excitement, a whole lot of transformation, get a whole lot done in a very short span of time when we don't control the show, when we let our higher self, our spirit, our intuition, etc., doesn't matter what you call it, that's what's coming on board. That's what's taking precedence in our life. And thank goodness for that, because you know what, quite frankly, as we all know, it's long overdue. So I am pumped and stoked. This is just kind of a gist of the update. There's much more specifics I'm going to get into in just a moment here. Before I get into the video, let me just first say, if you're brand new to my channel, welcome. I do provide everybody with a free guided meditation I made and channeled myself. It's for the purpose of aligning with your higher self. It'll make it very easy and make you aware of the connection you always possess. It's a guided experience, totally free. Check it out down below in the description box at the top if you'd like. With that said, I will see you inside of the video right now. Number 1, kind of spinning off of what I just said, there's a Pearl Jam song that sums up the theme perfectly. It's called Even Flow. It's funny, I had planned on talking about this, and I even wrote a whole email about this letting go into divine timing and going with the flow. And it's funny, after I wrote the email, I got in my truck to go to the gym, and then Even Flow, the Pearl Jam song Even Flow is on. And that to me always reminds me, Vic, get in the flow, let go. So my friend, it's a time to really do that. Okay, because a lot of times, here's the tricky thing with divine timing. A lot of times it doesn't make a lick of sense. And it can seem like, wow, this divine timing really isn't helping me very much because things aren't happening in the way I think they need to or in the order I believe they should. Divine timing and the higher self work on a completely different and higher level. It can see your life from the mountaintop. Well, we're here trying to calculate from the valley. It's not serving us, okay? So it's a time to really let go. And when perceived setbacks come into your life, you can step back and say, I don't understand this yet, but why would I expect myself to? I'm going to choose to step back and trust. This hiccup has a place in my life. It's serving me, and it's most likely helping assist me to get exactly where I want to go much faster than I could possibly conceive. Okay, I'll give one quick example. It's kind of a funny thing that I just heard the other day on Instagram. I was on my phone. I downloaded Instagram so I could watch my friend Aaron Dowdy. He's in Mexico. I want to check out his place. And then I realized why I deleted my app in the first place. I found myself just browsing aimlessly on someone's story. And I found myself checking out my friend Melanie Beckler's story. She's another YouTuber, real cool person. And she had said, she made this whole story about I had hiked up this really tall mountain and went on this real lengthy hike because I had planned on shooting a video. And she got up to the top of the mountain, and guess what she forgot? She forgot her a portion of her camera. She needed a memory card. And I've been there. I've done this exact same thing. It's frustrating. But she made a whole story, and she said, you know what? I'm gonna look at it like as an opportunity. I got to go on this beautiful hike. There's gonna be a reason why it wasn't meant to be done at this time. I'm gonna simply stroll back down the mountain and shoot the video at my house. It's about being adaptable. It's about rolling with the punches. It's about trusting the flow. And my friends, I'm going to get into in a moment. If you can trust, if you can let go, huge, huge things are possible, again, when we get out of our own way. Number 2 is a noticeably increased awareness of our divine connection, of your actual roots and connection to the other side, the heavenly, eternal realms from which you come and are a part of, and from where you will go after this is all said and done, where you've really kind of, in a sense, never left. These are all ideas. It's fun to believe. It's different to know. It's different to experience. It's different to watch and witness the other side beginning to sort of bleed into your physical reality in a very noticeable way, which of course produces an unspeakable amount of comfort. And oh my goodness, I was always hoping that's real, and now I know it's real. My friend, you have the opportunity to really feel the presence of your divine nature, of perhaps people or beings that have crossed over that you miss and love, your spirit team, your spirit guides, your celestial army of helpers. It's all there and it's all real. But don't just believe me. I'm saying you're going to feel it. You're going to experience it in your life in your own unique way. This just happened to me the other day. I was at this San Pedro ceremony, and one of the things we do is we go around and we share various things. One of them was a being that has helped us, and we want to honor them. So I chose to honor a dog I used to own, Maynard. He was a beautiful, purebred pit bull. It's a very tragic thing that happened to him. But I loved him dearly, and he always helped me. He was there for the earlier part of my spiritual awakening. And the way I was inspired to talk about him is this other guy was talking about his dog as well. And I was thinking like, interesting. And I heard the word Maynard in my head, like loud, almost like an external voice from within, like Maynard. And I just knew to speak about my dog, and I honored my dog. And that whole day, you can believe me or not, he was with me. It was so beautiful. It really was so beautiful. I could just feel his warm, loving, goofy, playful spirit with me all day. In fact, there was a time I was driving and this particular song came on, and sure enough, it was like the song that reminds me of him. And it was just like he was with me all day. I could literally feel him, as if, you know how if you're in a room with other people and you can close your eyes, you can still kind of tell they're there. You don't see them. You don't have the proof, but they're there. You know it. You can sense the presences. You can sense you're not alone. It was like that, but in a very beautiful, loving way. So anyway, that's my little story for you. But don't be surprised if members of your spirit family, which probably a lot larger than you think, make themselves known. Why? Because they're anxious to say hello, because now they can. Now you shifted up vibrationally to an extent where this is actually possible for pretty much anyone who listens to the kind of stuff I share about in my video. It implies a lot. You can do it. You will do it. Just believe. Just let go. Okay. Number 3, I wrote down spirit wisdom. Because of this amazing connection to the other side, you will start seeing your entire life, especially past events and themes you've chosen as a soul to explore, from a totally different, more grounded and spiritual perspective. We'll start to see why certain things went the way they did, how it went beautifully and was brilliant and well-timed and served not only you but many, even some of the darker situations you've encountered. Okay? I spoke about this recently in an email, I think, and I got this response from my friend Jackie, a close friend of mine. She came to one of my retreats, and when I first met her, she, I think, was a couple of years in crutches. She had some kind of back problem, some kind of nerve malfunction. I don't know what it was. Forgive me, Jackie, if you're watching. And she emailed me and she was like, Victor, I know what you're saying, man. I now know exactly why this happened, and she was like hopeful and excited and had this like really positive tone. And why she's still kind of stuck in crutches, she sees it now from her spirit's, her soul's perspective, making the earthly experience of it, it really takes the edge off, and you get to see the beauty and the reasoning, and really makes a huge, huge difference. Another thing going on in my life, one of the reasons I'm so emotional, is my Aunt Carol, my cool Aunt Carol, real cool lady. You know, she was with me quite a bit growing up, and well, she suffered from a really bad stroke, and now she's like in the hospital. She can barely communicate. She can barely move. They were going to throw her in hospice because it was such a bad case. And it's a very, very challenging situation for the whole family. But what I'm seeing is like, I can see why it happened. This situation has been like exactly what my family needs, quite honestly. Her sister's been there and learning these powerful lessons of love and devotion. And my parents are they're changing their ways in a very positive way, starting to live more in the moment, see what really matters in life. And there's this whole ripple of love, this ripple of growth, this ripple of wisdom, this ripple of awareness spreading out from this very challenging situation. And on a soul level, my Aunt Carol knew what she was doing. She knew it's gonna suck, but she also knows she's an eternal soul. This is just gonna be a fleeting little snippet of her soul's infinite journey of unfoldment. So she's like, yeah, you know what? I'll go down there. I'm willing to do this because of the ripple, okay? And you, my friends, have come here to start to perceive the why and how things unfold here on earth, because your perspective will cause you to react emotionally very differently. You came to emanate a sense, a vibration of acceptance, calm, faith, and connection. Why? Because other people can feel that, whether they know it or not, and other people will start to follow suit. And this divine vision, this spirit vision is going to make doing that just a natural thing. Why wouldn't you when you know what you now know? So my friend, don't be afraid to look back at your life and see, you know what? Maybe I can look at certain things that happened that I initially thought were just all bad and see them from a different angle, allowing you to gain a tremendous amount of peace and acceptance and serenity, but again, also adding to your vibration of calm, which this world needs now more than ever. It's a truly remarkable time we are living in. Number 4, it's a time to go for it. I know you're probably busy. Maybe you're occupied with all this spirit vision stuff I'm talking about. You got a lot going on. Like I'm looking at my calendar. I wrote my calendar out yesterday. It looks crazy. Just so many different things going on. So busy. But it's in spite of that, it's a time to just go for it, because there's a reason why a lot of things get jammed on your plate, is because you can handle them. And again, you can make a lot of progress in many different areas of your life in a very short span of time. But to really get the potential of this month, you're gonna have to go for it. And I'll give an example. My wife recently went to a retreat in Sedona with this woman named Heather Ashamara, I believe. And they did this fire walk. And she said it was nuts. They had to kind of coach everyone for like an hour and a half, getting them kind of psychologically ready for such an ordeal. And she said she'll never forget how it felt when they were like marching. They kind of were marching up to this, I don't know, 6-8 foot, fire path of hot coals. And they were chanting and yelling. And she said, my goodness, she was wanting to back out for obvious reasons. It's scary as hell to do something like that. But it finally like got to her turn. And it was just like, there's that moment we have where we're either going to let fear take hold or just freaking go for it. And she went for it. And the payoff, she said, once she got herself across that path, she cried, she screamed, she yelled. She felt more empowered than she ever has in her entire life, because she just freaking went for it. Okay? And this is perfect for her, because she's running her very first women's retreat in a week or so. That's another big scary thing. These are all just metaphors, my friend. But she's not waiting to feel perfectly ready. She's just going for it. Okay? And that's the attitude you want. When you just go for it, you're going to expect your nerves to fire on and resistance to take hold and dig its heels in, but you can still choose to override those inevitable egoic resistances by just choosing to freaking go for it. And if you do, there's going to be an unspeakable amount of forward progress in many areas of your life this month. Number 5, all of this is building for the very, very important purpose of, I wrote down, masters, you emerge. I know a lot of you are thinking, I don't feel like a master. Dude, I'm still struggling with a lot of different issues, man. I don't know. I'm telling you right here, right now, straight up. If you can get out of your own way and let go and trust, and when the opportunity arises, freaking go for it, you'll find that your mastery will just be there. It's not something you are going to have really learned so much in this lifetime. So it's understandable why your mind would think you're missing something, but you're not. It's more like when you get the mind out of the way and you go for it, you set an intention and trust. You channel forth all the mastery you can deal with, which is a lot, okay? Again, my wife was she's getting a little bit of nerve. I know what it's like to get ready for your first retreat, and I was very nervous myself, and it's, am I gonna be okay? Is people gonna benefit from this? It's like, am I good enough is the question. And anyways, past couple of days, she was sitting upstairs writing down some notes for one of the things they're going to do, this Falling Back in Love with Yourself workshop she's really focused on. And she said there was 2 nights where she literally couldn't sleep because she was channeling these ideas. And I've read them and they're brilliant. She's like, honey, will you please take a look at what I've done? And I was like, she came back in 2 seconds later and I didn't even have to read the whole thing. I was like, I could tell this is channeled material. This is some seriously good stuff. Why is that happening to her? It's not because it's her time or because she's lucky. It's because she's freaking going for it. That's why. You have something in your life you can go for right now. And your mind is saying you're not ready, it's not time, blah, blah, blah. I challenge you to go forth and trust and watch the magic happen. Watch the miracles flow through you. What Patty was doing the other night is exactly what I do. And anybody watching this, every single one of you can do the exact same thing in your own special, unique, beautiful, genius way. I guarantee it, okay? But you gotta go for it. You gotta chill out with the mind. You gotta let go. You gotta not get so flustered when things don't go how you think they need to, and choose to step back and trust. Trust. Trust, and go, and watch. Okay? It's a phenomenal time, my friend. It really is. I gotta go though. I got a hot date coming up here soon, okay? But anyway, it's been fun chatting with you. This is my take on the energies. You can take it or leave it. It's what I felt inspired to share with you. I hope it serves you and helps you and uplifts you in some way. If anything, I really hope it inspires you to go for it in your own way, in your own life, and trust the process, okay? Because the world could use another master just like you in its corner, okay? Godspeed. Good luck. Until next time, namaste.